Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. In about an hour, I'm going to a concert. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Dropout Kings shirt. Yeah, it's a cool shirt. But who the hell are the Dropout Kings? Dropout Kings are a band of the nu metal variety. If you're unfamiliar with nu metal, it's a subgenre of metal that kind of came about in sort of the early to mid 90s, really became big in the late 90s, early 2000s, that incorporates elements of metal and like hip hop and rap. I grew up during that era. That was my music, and I've been really happy to see that there have been bands like the Dropout Kings who have continued on with that. I ran into these guys a few years ago. They were on tour with, I think it was Head PE, if I'm not mistaken. I'd never heard of them before at the time, but they blew me away. I thought they were fantastic. I got some pictures with them. I bought a little merch, and I went over there and I actually got some videos of their performance that I attended. Then, just a couple months ago, I finally got to see them again, and I got videos of that as well. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check out what they're about. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're really incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, what with me going to a concert, I always like to, whenever possible, if I'm going to be out in an area that I'm not super familiar with, try to explore the local food scene. So I just got through doing a review from for a place called Hamburgerzia in Joliet, Illinois, and I've reviewed that place a few times, But I wanted to hit up something else, right? So it turns out that just, one town over, literally, maybe a 10-minute drive from Hamburgerzia, a place called Crest Hill, Illinois, there's a place, boom, and it happens to be called, I got it written down, it is Merichka's Restaurant, which apparently has been around since 1933. They've been around for like 80 some odd years. That's so cool. They had a little excerpt in their menu and everything. I did go over there and go inside, got myself a little lunch. It was very nice. The person attending to me, my server, she was very nice as well. They serve Barg's Root there. That, extra points for that. But of course I had to get something to review. So, what did I get to review? Well, it's this, and it's a burger. Specifically, this is their Yodel burger, which I guess is a burger, and then it also has garlic and butterine, which I looked it up, and I guess butterine is basically just another word for margarine. I don't know. But, yes, it's this shape. And it looks like, boom, like that. That's a burger. Oh, I'm so for this. Let's get a thing for the thing. Like that. Go, ha 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 ha. Let's try out a weird long burger. Oh, what with this being a review of a local establishment and a burger review, this review is going to end up on two of my playlists, specifically my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots, and my Burgers for Days playlist, which is a playlist for just burger stuff. Let's give this a go. Definitely garlicky. Not abrasively, though. But enough that you're going to know about it. And I'm almost a little bit lamentful because at the end of the day, I am going to a social event in about an hour and a half, so I'm sure I'm going to smell great for everybody in attendance. But to be fair, it's a concert, so I ain't going to smell great anyway. That's not bad. I mean, it's basically a burger on garlic bread, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now I will say, the burger itself, it's okay. I actually had a cheeseburger for my lunch when I went inside, and cheeseburger was very nice. A little bit basic, but not in a bad way. Definitely the type of burger that kind of used to getting, back when I was younger, when I would go to like sit down places with my dad. But still a good burger. This, carrying on that, it's nothing holy shit amazing or anything, but it's tasty. It's getting the job done. It's nice. It's ooey and gooey and cheesy. I like that. Now, I will say, for my personal taste, burgers may be a little bit more well done than I would like. I personally, for me, burgers, medium rare is where flavor lives. Now, I can't imagine cooking this to medium rare, given that it's a very long patty and interestingly shaped. So fair enough. I wouldn't say it's badly cooked or anything. Just for my personal preference, you can see, like, not well done by any means, but probably like medium well, which as a kid, ironically, was definitely how I like to have my burgers prepared. But as an adult, definitely medium rare. But no, that's really tasty. Cheese is really nice. Nice and creamy and buttery. That garlic is really nice. It hits nice. Yeah, I mean, oddball shape aside, and hell, I'm not even complaining about that. That's a solid burger. I'm having a good time with this. Now, put it away because this will be burger number 3 that I've had today, which was not my intention when I started things off today. But I'm going to review what makes sense to review to me. 2 questions do have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I have to go with yes and yes. Now, I will say, like I said, the burger itself, I think personally, could use a little work. Even if it were maybe just a little, because, like, I don't want to say it's under-seasoned, but, like, the problem that some burger places run into, especially ones, again, kind of like the ones that I grew up with, we have moved forward with burger technology and techniques. Again, watch my Hamburgersia review if you're kind of interested in a more modern burger. I do think, like I said, the patty could use a little bit of work, a little bit of tweaking, maybe again just a little less cooking on it. But again, I don't know how that whole works with the longness of it, because that is the only thing. Like the patty itself, again, it's getting the job done, but it's not quite as substantial as I would like in terms of, the flavor and, because you want the burger to be the best part of the burger. I kind of feel like in this instance, the bread, the garlic, everything else, that was kind of highlighting, and the burger was kind of left a little bit in the background. But I did say I would try it again, and I would, because I really like it. Like, it's really tasty, and I like that format. The longness of it is fun. It's a little bit novel. But then, again, just the garlic aspect of it, not being too garlicky, the butteriness, the creaminess, and the cheese, all that works. And I do appreciate that it is, kind of a very novel burger for a novel circumstance. And that's just kind of fun for me. So I do think that, while it wouldn't be like my go-to stop if I was in this particular area, I would definitely stop in there, maybe 1 out of 3 times or something like that, just to get this, because I do like it and it's fun. If I'm recommending it, though, I mean, I'm not going to go over there and say it's going to be the best burger that you could possibly get. Like I said, Hamburgersia isn't too far away, and I do say personally, I prefer their burgers over this. But I will say this, it's a very unique burger. It is, in most aspects, very well executed. Again, just a little tweaking here or there. And even if you don't do the tweaking, it's still a tasty burger. Like, Fundamentally, I'm not shitting on it at all. I just think that there's room for improvement. But like I said, even if they don't, it's very tasty. It's kind of fun. It's a little bit novel. It's one of those things. It's a burger you could tell a story about, and I like that. And I think that other people would as well. And I could definitely see, especially with this place having been there for as long as they have, I don't know personally, but I could see that being, a favorite of the local residents, maybe. I don't know. And I think that if you stop by, it's worth checking out because, again, it's a little bit unusual and it's fun. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, cover themselves a truly yodel, I can't yodel. Yodel-hee-hoo, tastic rest of your life. I tried. I failed. 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you have any wacky burgers, to your local spots? If so, let me know. Hit me up in the comments, give a description or what have you. Because I do always really enjoy these, again, kind of oddball burgers that, you're just not going to find anywhere else. And, I just think those are fun and neat. And, I've certainly had some growing up. And, as much as I do enjoy the more artisanal burgers that have come out, I think these, sort of kitsch old style burgers or whatever you want to consider them are really cool too. Anyway,